The book of Hebrews says that Jesus endured the cross for the joy set before him. So why is he in the Garden of Gethsemane sweating blood, asking the Father to take this cup from him because he's so distraught? It isn't like Jesus hasn't been telling his disciples for the last week that he's going to end up getting taken by the Jewish leaders and crucified. So I can't help but wonder, when you get to Gethsemane, why is he so distraught? Why is he in so much anguish? Is he afraid? Is he second guessing? If it's a matter of he's second guessing or he's afraid to endure the cross, this suddenly doesn't line up with a lot of the testimony of Scripture. This is God's nature. He is sacrificial. He has been declaring from the beginning with Abraham, God will provide the lamb. He walked through the sacrifices by himself, saying none of this is about Abraham and the things that he and his descendants might do. It's all upon God. God has been saying this for a very, very, very long time. So it's really bizarre to try to suddenly say that Jesus is no longer in the spirit about this, but is now tempted by the flesh. Now, the caveat to that is clearly Jesus says, not by my will, but by yours. So we have to ask the question then, what's the cup? Well, just before this, Jesus took a cup and he blessed it and said, this is my blood of the new covenant poured out for you. And Jesus is actually referencing a phrase that Moses used, that the blood of the covenant is what he utilized for the altar, for consecrating the people, etc. If we back up in the book of Exodus and we look at Exodus 19, we see that God comes down upon Sinai. And there are a lot of different things that are happening here that sound and resemble Jewish marriage. You have the huppah, this is the cloud that descends upon Sinai. You have the ketubah, that's the marriage contract. This is the 10 Commandments. You have the cup of the covenant that gets drank. Typically, the groom would offer his bride a cup, and when she takes of that cup, she is saying, I would rather die than be without you. And Jesus is saying, here's the cup. This is my blood of the new covenant. This is a reflection back on the same marriage language that was utilized in the book of Exodus to say that God was marrying Israel. It's not just suffering language, it's covenant language. And now Jesus is in a garden looking at that cup and saying, I choose to take of this cup. So when I look at the Garden of Gethsemane, I'm not looking simply at, oh, he drank the wrath we were supposed to get. The other side of the coin is that he's not struggling here from uncertainty, but from clarity. I think this is what it looks like to have severe decision under pressure.